dance with the light. Horror movies and fun they play. I want to go back there if just for a day. Chat about gory things that they watch. Zombie tales and vampires munch. Slasher thrills and a ghost find prey. I want to go back there if just for a day. Get bits on and I gotta stay. Back to their voices, let my troubles sway. Where horror roams and creatures play. I want to go back there if just for a day. Creepy fears under full moon's cast. Rewind the scars from a bloody past. Redneck tales in December or May. David wants to go back there if just for a day. Laughter echoes through the night. Fear and fun and Appalachian light. Voices curse and the banjos play. I just want to go back there if just for a day. On and I gotta stay. Back to their voices, let my troubles sway. Where whole shit roams and the toothless play. I want to go back there just for a day.
Like a fucking WWE kickoff show or something.
Welcome, everybody. The return of Tears for Fears, boys. Fears for Tears or Tears for Fears.
Right. Tonight, Jay Uso's going to be battling somebody. Fucking Jay Uso's fighting.
In a Yeet versus Yeet match.
Yep. The Yeet flows freely in the streets of Yeet.
So we are back and ready for attack. Well, it's going to be a fun show tonight. The return of Tears for Fears. This is one of the most fun type of shows, just bullshit shows that we do on here. I'm excited about doing it. We did the studios ranking last month, and we're going to try to do, come up with some good ideas for these shows and do them from time to time for you. So, the chat is blowing it up, though, and I did want to give a special shout-out to our buddy Dirk for putting that video footage together for us, for like a amalgamation of like some of Dead Pitt's favorite movies, all in there. Yeah,
that song really does take me back. Like that, it's been forever since I'd heard that, so that takes me back there for a day.
Yeah, since it is the 20th anniversary coming up at the end of the year. You got to go back to the beginning, right? And
Full circle.
yeet, Mayor, is an exclamation. It's like if you're excited, yeet, fucking yeah. Mm. See, I feel like I'm yeet and I'm bussing,
Skirt.
pals.
No, wait, skeet.
Skate Ulrich,
Yeah.
skater. But yeah, we've already got right at 100 people checking this show out. But tonight, winter horror films. We're going to be ranking them. We got a grand total of it's right at 40, I think. It's in the late 30s. It's almost like the temperature here today. Yeah, insanity. It's going to be, I think the high on Monday is going to be 17 degrees. The high.
God, I can't do this anymore. It's supposed to get like another inch or two of snow on Sunday or something too, I heard.
Yeah, I've been watching Tony Cavalier lately. He's hooking me up with the weather.
Better watch him. Let's see real quick. Let's just do a breakdown of who's in the chat real quick before we get started.
Sure.
So we got the mayor in here. We got Radhammer. We got Greg Brewer. We got Skullmore. Psycho Sid. No, that's Psycho Sim.
Psycho Sim.
Jim Stedman. Dirk's
Whoa.
in the house.
James. There's Dirt. What's up, man?
Adrian James. Alpha's in here. Yeet is like this generation Skeet. Yeah, I guess so. Scratch. Blu-ray and 4K Phenomenal. Edward 5150 Bulls, Van Halen fan.
People are curious too. You got to stay tuned for the whole show, or at some point in the show, we're going to ourselves see what's in the box.
The hell's in that box?
It's big enough for a regular sized person's head.
I'm really curious, man, because I feel like if they were going to send us a fucking Blu-ray or something, it wouldn't be that big of a box.
They usually send Blu-rays in envelopes or something, right? Scream Factory.
Yeah, from what I recall, it's nothing like that. So this should be interesting. I swear to God, if it's shit, I'll change my whole opinion about Scream Factory.
If it's shit, you want it to be shit.
I think it'd be amazing if they shit in a box and send it to us. That would change my whole perspective about Scream Factory.
If you're really going to if you're really going to send shit in a box, you would want to shit in a Ziploc bag so it'd be extra fresh. Right?
Maybe they did. Maybe they freeze dried shit.
Dehydrated doo-doo.
Yep.
So you can just put water on it and make it stank all over again.
Damn Media says it's summer here in Australia, but feels like winter.
Yeah. Damned Media, welcome, sir. I got to put Australia over. We kind of hint and joke about Australia all the time related to the bushwhackers, but that's one foreign country I would love to visit at some point in time. Beautiful country. They make a lot of beautiful women over in Australia. So, you got Rhea Ripley over there. She's Australian. You got Angela White. She's from Australia.
You got the big old baby.
Yeah, she's I don't know. That bitch is like our age, and she still looks fucking great. I don't know what the hell's going on with her, but God bless her.
So, not to put a screeching halt to this, but somebody mentioned on here, and this was the most depressing thing that I've seen in a while. David Lynch passed away today, and we're going to be doing a show covering that tomorrow night on Friday Night Lives too, his career and retrospective and things like that.
Yeah, I think you guys will do a better job of that. I know Mark, and I think Rambo's a Lynch fan too, right? I'm not really.
I don't know how much of. I know Mark is. I don't know how much of a fan Rambo is, but I know that he's seen several of his movies. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of his movies. I'm not a Lynch expert. Twin Peaks is just not my thing. Blue Velvet, I like. I've seen it, of course. Dune, I've seen. I don't like it. I don't think too many people do. I don't think he liked it either. Mulholland Drive, I think I did see that one years and years ago. I tried to watch Lost Highway. I just couldn't do it. It just was not a movie for me.
Yeah, he was just a guy though that was very polarizing. He made movies a certain way that was not everybody's cup of tea for sure. A lot of times they're more stream of consciousness kind of nightmare than they are narrative or anything. So, yeah.
But yeah, that'd be a fun show, and definitely R.I.P. to David Lynch. I didn't know if he had some. I mean, he was older. He was like what 70, late
In his
70s.
70s, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if he was sick for a while or what the deal was there, but yeah, definitely
He had
sad news.
emphysema. I mean, thing about Lynch is that he was kind of like obsessive about so for example, like he went to the same restaurant for 7 years and got the same thing for 7 years.
Milkshake or something, right?
Yeah,
I,
it
I was
was
listening to
yeah.
some of that stuff you sent. Yeah.
And he also smoked, like chain smoked. And he did that for years and years and years, and it finally kind of caught up with him. So he got emphysema and kind of was in the end stages of that by the time he really found out about it, I think.
Mm. So yeah, the Friday Night Live show tomorrow night at 10 p.m. That'll be a good one as well. So you all want to stay tuned with that. But this list here that we got, we're going to go ahead and dive in and I'll let you guys know because we did do a tier ranking show for holiday horror movies. So aside from a few, kind of essential holiday horror movies, I just didn't include hardly any on here. So if you're looking for sequels to Silent Night, Deadly Night, if you're looking for fucking like Santa's Sleigh and shit like that, better watch out. A lot of stuff like that we covered on the holiday horror stuff. So I tried my best to get like horror movies that were set around the winter that had the winter atmosphere going and wasn't Christmas movies.
Yeah, so that's the key takeaway from this is that like we already did like a Christmas stream kind of like so a lot of the Christmas movies are not going to be in this one. So you'll be looking for some of those and they're just not going to be there. This is more just like winter themed kind of horror films. There
Good
are a
movies.
couple of them in here that are Christmas themed, I guess, but not many.
Yeah, some of the essential ones are in here. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Are you ready?
good movies you can watch in January, February, early March. The winter time. Winter time.
Which is like one of my favorite things to do is and we'll probably get to do that this Sunday. So when you get snowed in is just to watch like a winter horror film. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get this shit started.
Get on it.
Here is our super fancy tier list. I'm going to make it bigger. Look at that. So,
There are the pigs.
oh yeah, hold on.
And I'm sure we're going to get people that'll. There's going to be more, I'm sure, that we missed, but there's a gazillion horror movies. So what can you do?
So you want to explain these categories? Like those are killing.
Yeah, of course, we keep the same four, and then like the worst is the drizzling shits, slightly better is the shits, just kind of there. It's okay, is meh. Good is a solid movie. It's a good movie and everything, but it's not a classic. That's for winter chicken dinner. That's the top tier.
That's the top tier. You can't get any bigger than that. So yeah. And here's how it works again for the people that haven't been in here before. Like if there is a giant kind of discrepancy between what we think where a movie should go, then we'll just throw it to the chat to kind of like break the tie and decide where the movie goes. So that's how we do it.
Yeah. So you want to kick it off with the very first one there? We did do a Dead Pit on the Road.
Yeah, the very
This one.
I remember this too very vividly. The very first one is 30 Days of Night, the Josh Hartnett classic.
I like 30 Days of Night.
Wait, I
I
didn't mean to put it over. I just
I think it's got good atmosphere. It looks cool. What the whole deal was, it's set in Alaska or something, right?
Yes, that's the whole gimmick of the movie, yeah, because it stays dark there longer.
Does it really do that in Alaska?
Yeah, it does.
It's near the equator, is that right?
I don't know. I fucking don't know a lot about geography. I just know it stays darker there longer.
A certain time of the year, it stays dark for 30 whole days. Is that correct?
I think in certain spots of Alaska it does. Yes.
And it's like in Sweden, I think it stays dark. Yeah, they must be close. 30 days of night, I would put it, I liked it when I saw it. I don't know. I may have watched it once or twice since then. What year did it come out? Like 2010?
I
Like
have
that.
somebody have to look it up. I thought it was earlier than that, but I don't know. But I can tell you, like, my opinion on it is it's got some cool stuff in it, and I like the main like pack of vampires or whatever, but overall, like I thought the ending was ridiculous, and I just don't like Melissa George, who I think is
Well, you got against Melissa George, motherfucker.
she looks like a fucking alien. Like her face looks like a duck vagina or something.
Who looks at her face, though? Look at them tits.
She didn't show her tits in it, as far as I remember.
Oh. Well, then I don't think it's the shits or the drizzling the shits. I think Meh is a good spot for Meh. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can't go good on that movie. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, seems to be where it would be.
Meh.
Because every time I go back and watch that movie, I'm just like, I don't know. 2007 is when it came out.
Wow, it's that old, huh?
Yep.
Time flies, buddy.
All right. So the next film is one.
What else was Melissa George in, by the way? Was she in Valentine? Was she one of the bitches in Valentine?
I don't think so, but she was in something else. She was popular for about 3 or 4 years, and then like that was it.
Let me look
She was
her up.
like
Melissa George.
she was like a poor man's version of who's that other woman that has a weird face? Julia Stiles. She's like a poor man's version of Julia Stiles.
Is this her? If so, she's been back to a plastic surgeon. She doesn't look anything like she used to. She was in Turistas. She was in that. She was the Amityville remake.
Amityville, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was the wife. I forgot about
She's
that.
in a bunch of shitty TV shows. All they know, she was actually in Mulholland Drive as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Sugar and Spice.
Oh my God.
You imagine they do like a VSU of Sugar and Spice and all these fucking Vinegar Syndrome people. Oh God, I love that movie. That movie's what a great choice.
Oh my God.
All right.
Ghost Story. We never ever talk about Ghost Story.
Yeah, Ghost Story is it's kind of a weird one, like very slow paced movie. It is a ghost story. Who is some of the was it Fred Astaire and
Yeah, it was a really weird cast. I remember that because it had a bunch of classic like actors.
Douglas Fairbanks Jr.
Yep.
I think he was one of them. The dude that was in, he was the doctor in Elm Street 3 was in that one too. He was the son of one of the old guys, and the old guys like to tell scary stories or something. There's some sort of club involved there, and they had a dark past. And there is a ghost involved. It's a slow burn. I don't think a lot of people would. I don't.
So here's the cast list: Fred Astaire, John Houseman, Melvin Douglas, Douglas Fairbanks, Patricia Neal. There's a lot of like old 30s, 40s actors in this movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very well made too. Who's the director of this?
The director was, yeah. What we got? Yeah, John Irvin, who, if
That
you
sounds
remember,
familiar.
he directed a ton of stuff. He directed Raw Deal with Schwarzenegger, Hamburger Hill with
what?
yeah, he directed Hamburger Hill with Eastwood. But before that, hold on.
Raw Deal fucking sucks, by the way. Isn't that the one
It's not Schwarzenegger's best film.
Isn't
No.
that the one that? No, I'm thinking of Red Heat. That's the one where
Red
he's
Heat's the one with
fucking
Jim
Russian.
Belushi, which is fuck. I hate Jim or James Belushi or whatever he calls himself. Like I hate that guy.
I
hate
don't
him.
remember. I get Raw Deal and Red. I always confuse that one for Red Heat.
So
I don't
Raw
remember.
Deal's the one where he's just like he's like a sheriff or something like that in some sort of small town, I think. Like or
In
it's
Austria?
something like that. No, he's in the U.S.
You don't hear anybody talk about Red Heat now. Is that one even out on Blu-ray?
I think so. I think it's probably out of for like. Listen, that's one of those movies that was on cable so much that people still mark out for it.
You know what we got to do? That's got to be a Friday. We need to do a Friday Night Lives, Tears for Fears mashup and do Arnold's filmography.
That's perfect. Yeah.
That would be a killer one. Yeah.
You know what else he directed? You ain't gonna believe this. You
What's
remember
up?
that movie Next of Kin with Patrick Swayze that was
Oh,
filmed
yeah.
in Hazard?
It's filmed in Hazard.
He did that.
One of my dad's buddies was actually in the movie as an extra.
So anyway, where are we putting Ghost Story? It's an interesting movie, but it's not one of my favorites.
I would put it right beside of 30 Days of Night, to be honest.
I don't. I think it's just somewhere right here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. It wasn't that big lot of movies that I talk about getting on eBay and the Laserdisc lot that I watched. So it's got a cool. It's one of those movies that stylistically you want to like a lot more than you actually like. I mean, it's well done and it's different. I'll give it that.
So what about the classic, ultimate holiday classic, Jack Frost? Not the one with Michael Keaton, but the one with the killer snowman that's like mutated.
Yeah, that one is at least the shits for me. Like I never want to go back and watch that movie. I'm sorry. I don't like stuff like that. I mean, I like comedies. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But that's a movie that I'm fine never having in the collection. I don't own it. I don't ever see myself actually wanting to go back and rewatch it. It's kind of like the Ice Cream Man too. That's another one. Like just stupid. Like, and
I don't know. I think I might like the Ice Cream Man more just because of Clint Howard.
Made for people that think Larry the Cable Guy is funny, right? No offense,
but here's the weird thing. Like in the chat, it's like a huge disconnect between like two groups of people. There's people that put it in like, S tier, and then people that are saying it's in the drizzling shit.
Well, what was your first? What popped into your head first thing you thought? Jack Frost.
I don't hate that movie as a rule. Like I put that movie in there with like the Ginger Dead Man and shit like that as just being goofy fucking. So I would probably put it in meh, but I can completely understand why people would want to put it in the shits.
So we're tied for meh and the shits. So if people choose between either of those, let us know. Is it meh or is it the shits? You guys can break the tie there.
Break the tie now. Okay, we got the shits, the drizzling shits. Meh. Meh. Another meh. A bunch of mehs and a bunch of shits. A bunch more shits. Drizzling shits.
It's the shits. Drizzling shits. Alan Smizzy's the shits. Kathy S is the shits.
It's like pretty split down the middle, man. Like I don't
look
know.
at it this way, Uncle Bill. What would you rather watch?
Oh yeah, well if that's the case, I'd much rather watch either one of those two movies.
So there you go.
All right. Oh my God. So probably the most, if not one of the most influential horror films of all time, and definitely on this list, The Shining, 1980s Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, this is the ultimate winter horror movie.
I gotta agree. There's two on here that I think are the ultimate ones to watch, and this is one of them.
Yeah, this one is winter. chicken dinner.
I don't think that like there we need to
No
have any
argument
more
there.
of a discussion here.
If you want to hear us talk in detail about The Shining, and I gotta, I don't do this a lot, but I gotta have a Barry Horowitz moment. That Shining show that we did, I think, was one of the best things that we've done in a while. From
It
I
was a
think it
great
was like
show.
last year.
Yeah.
So if you did not check that out and you want to hear us talk in great detail about The Shining, go back and listen to that retrospective.
All right. So this next one, I'm really torn about where to put this one too, because it's an amazing film. This is Let the Right One In, which is also a super winter movie. Like the whole atmosphere of this movie is like completely dreary and in that time of year.
Hmm.
And I'm just trying to figure out if I want to put it in like good or winter chicken dinner.
I think this one's a winner just because it was one of those movies that, and this doesn't happen very often. What year was Let the Right One In? Like, there's another
2000
one,
or
2008,
yeah, I
2009.
want to say it's 2008 or 2009. Yeah.
You know, when you watch a really great movie, and has subtitles, so that tells you how much that I had to love this movie. When you watch a really great movie and you just get excited, like, oh my God, I found another great. This is just amazing. This is unlike, and it's really unlike much of anything that came out before it. Really, I think this is This is all time classic, and unfortunately, like it's kind of flown under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I mean, to me, it would be winner chicken dinner.
I think I would put it in good because I don't think I could put it in like with The Shining. I mean, I think it's a
Well,
great
The
movie,
Shining's
but
probably number one on the whole list, though. So it's going to have
well,
some company.
even a couple more on here that I consider, and that I don't know if I would put it up there. So I guess it's another tile thing. So okay, is it good or
Number one.
winter chicken dinner? And by the way, there's no there's no the shits. It's got to be one of those two.
Yeah, buddy, quit wasting their time. And stay tuned because we do have a package. Check this out. I want to unbox this later on at some point during the show.
I'm really curious to know what the
What
hell
is
that
in
is.
this? Huh?
This is not a gimmick because I checked with him to make sure this is nothing we did. This is not like some sort. This is a legit package from Scheme Factory.
So what could they have actually sent? A care package for Dead Pit.
All right, so let's count it up here real quick. We got good, meh, good, S tier, S, winner, good, meh, good, winner, good, winner. I think it have to be good based on this.
Well, what the hell's wrong with you people? And Rambo, how in the fuck could
Here we go. I knew this was coming. Listen, there's just a certain type of film I've kind of cracked the code that Rambo does not like. And I think that falls into it. Next up is I think this was 1990 when this film came out. Misery.
Yeah.
I've always had a weird relationship with this movie because I love Kathy Bates' performance in it, but like I never go back and watch this movie. And if I do, it's just for a brief scene or two with Kathy Bates. Like I don't.
I think it's one of those movies that loses its effectiveness after you've seen it a couple of times. It's a great movie. Rob Reiner is a fantastic filmmaker too.
Yeah.
He made this, right?
Yeah, that
That's
was Rob
his.
Reiner.
Fantastic filmmaker.
Well, you got to admit, it's got a winter feel to it from the very beginning of the movie all the way through to the end, because they're out, in this kind of a abandoned, desolate countryside with.
Yeah, this movie really put Kathy Bates' name on the map. I mean, she'd been acting for a while before this, but yeah, everybody knew her name after this. James Caan's great in it. It's got a really that one fucking brutal last scene. I close my eyes because I know it's coming. I don't want to watch it. I think it's winner chicken dinner, man. That's what I would put. We're talking winter horror movies, right? So this one's definitely, she's
Yeah.
stuck with, or he's stuck with her the entire movie due to a big snowstorm. And it's a fantastic movie. I mean, it's not one that I rewatch a lot either, but I like it a lot.
All right. I mean, I don't want to go through another vote, so I'll just agree with you on this. Damn. All right. Oh God. Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes wide shut.
Another Stanley Kubrick movie about basically the Illuminati and conspiracy theories and shit in Hollywood. Um,
I like this one a lot
I
too,
love
actually.
this movie. I think this movie is like severely underrated, especially for the fact of like what's going on now, like what we know now about people like Diddy and shit. Um,
I like. Look, I don't think that I would put it in winner chicken dinner, but I wouldn't put it below good.
I'm not putting it below good. There's no way I would because I
Yeah.
think it's much better of a movie than a lot of these. God Almighty. Do I think it's as okay? Let's look at it like this. Do I think it's as good of a movie as The Shining and Misery? No. So let's put it in good.
You know, Stanley Kubrick is one of those filmmakers that never lost his touch, really. He made solid movies up until, like, this was his last movie. It's pretty impressive, really.
Yeah, and I think this movie has gotten more of a following now, like in the last decade than it ever did when it came out. Like it was kind of shit on when it came out, and now people are like, oh yeah, that's actually like really, really true. Very, very
Hmm.
close to the truth.
Yeah. And,
Adam
man,
Green's.
uh, Nicole Kidman, though, in that movie, too. Jesus Christ. That's another, yeah, I mean, this is before botched surgery after botched surgery ruined her ass. But that's another example of a fucking beautiful. Oh, see, oh, see, oh, see.
She's like, imagine if she used her real like voice. She'd be the most amazing actress ever. She's like, "Hey, Tom Cruise, yeah, we make me a martini."
Hello, we like singing a fortnight, eh?
Hey, mate, get your ass over here, rub my back and my feet.
Keith
Uh,
Gustafson's in here, boss.
oh hell yeah, that's
Well, another interesting thing, though, too, like Eyes Wide Shut was a very wide theatrical release from Warner Brothers. If
yes.
people don't remember that back when it came out. So this is not a. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that they decided to release it nationwide. I mean, it's a great movie and everything, but it's definitely not a fucking mainstream movie.
Let's see. Adam Green's Frozen is next. And I remember watching this movie, and the immediate thought that I had is that this is an okay movie, and it's the best movie Adam Green ever did.
It
Those are the
is
two thoughts I had.
still to this day easily the best movie Adam Green ever did. I would actually put it in good. I think it belongs there. Like
I don't know if I can do that.
the whole
I don't know if I
plot.
can do that at all.
Well, the whole plot though is very original, and like these guys get stuck up on a ski lift and have to choose between what they're going to either freeze to death up there if they stay up there the entire night, or they have to try to get down. And there's other things like I think there's wolves and coyotes or whatever else out there that are hungry for flesh, baby, flesh. You know what them coyotes are gonna do, baby?
Like him coyote or them wolves in the gray with Liam Neeson when he put on the glass only the fifth the stone and punched them coyotes and them wolves.
One of them devilish coyotes gonna rip them boys' heads off and dance on the top of, baby.
All right, so I'm not gonna argue about it. I would put it in meh, but whatever. It's fucking Adam Green. Let him have his one moment. He needs it. Holy shit, we haven't talked about this movie really at all.
Lady in White.
Now that is a movie. Lady in White is a movie that definitely creates an atmosphere. Like I think that's probably what it's most well known for.
Yeah, I mean, most of the movie takes place during the winter, It starts off, I think the opening scene's like on Halloween night or something like that, and then it goes into Christmas, New Year's, and January or whatever. So it's maybe not one that everybody thinks about as a winter horror movie, but it definitely is kind of a
Yeah.
ghost story as well. And what's the song that they play in it? If you ever hear a dream walking or something like that, and it definitely it creates a vibe from like the first freaking 5 minutes of the movie, and it's severely underrated. This one is. Nobody talks about Lady in White.
I agree with you. So here's the thing: we're going to put it in good because it's not going to. It can't go in the top tier. But where in that top in good would you put it amongst those three movies? I think I would put it in front of Frozen, but not in front of Let the Right One In. If it were me,
Well, it don't matter. I mean, it's whatever you want to do.
well, it does matter, motherfucker. Because it's God, it's a tier list.
I would put it ahead. It's definitely better than Frozen.
So
So
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Frozen don't need to be on that fucking tier anyway. Get out of that shit. Fuck you, Adam Green. Just kidding. I put it back. All right.
this is gonna be fun.
The next one is that fucking Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's
with Robert De Niro.
with Robert De Niro. Yep.
I'm Frankenstein over here a little bit.
I'm walking in the snow over here. They put me together over here.
I've got bolts. I got bolts in my neck.
That movie fucking sucks so much ass. I hate that fucking movie.
That movie is the drizzling shits. I defy anybody to argue that fucking point.
There's no argument here. Put it where it belongs.
It's the drizzling shit.
This is the first one into the list. Yeah, there we go. De Niro's Frankenstein movie. What the hell? I'd love to know who greenlit that casting decision there.
That was bad. What was that
Play
guy?
that role.
Kenneth Branagh directed that or whatever. Everything that guy made was such pretentious bullshit.
Remember when he did that Remains? That was a big thing there for a brief period of time in the 90s. Was that like those period movies like Remains of the Day and what was that one?
Everybody's
Hours
dressed up like-
End.
Everybody's dressed up like fucking George Washington.
Where it was, yeah. They were all like, "Oh, governor, we got to go."
Do you like this what wig I've got on, son? Do you like that?
Or to go upstairs and we're going to have relations in the chambers. We are.
Yeah. Dog shit. Fucking hate it.
Yeah, so this is the next one is one of the most beloved Christmas horror films ever made, and that's Joe Dante's Gremlins.
Yeah, it's got to be a winner chicken dinner.
I think so. I don't think you can like put that in good. Like if I look at the movies that are in good and I look at Gremlins, like I mean, we're talking about a winner horror film. Yeah. Sergio Garza says
Hell yeah, appreciate it, man.
yeah.
Thank you, Sergio.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put that in there.
Yeah.
Gremlins is just one of those movies that is a perfect combination of comedy and horror. And like you did that Gateway show and everything. That's one of the ones that's definitely a gateway movie into horror film.
And just another one's got an awesome vibe from the opening seconds of the movie, really. Like you get a good idea of what it's going to be, and just all-time classic. I love Gremlins.
So up next is a movie that I just watched last night from the Arrow release. And
Fantastic release, by the way.
yeah, that release is outstanding. It's Sam Raimi's A Simple Plan, which I don't know, like,
Well, we talked about it on, it was on one of the watching episodes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, something. This is probably one of the most underrated films of all time. Billy Bob Thornton should have won an Oscar for that performance as well as for Sling Blade. Paxton is probably the best thing he's ever done in terms of like acting. Everybody in this movie is great. Come think of it.
I think Sam Raimi should have won an Academy Award for this too. Like this is, and I mentioned in that review, and I think Blu-ray Addict mentioned it as well. It's I think it's Sam Raimi's best like technically made movie. Like that's the and what's sad is like he went from that and then a couple years after that the fucking Spider-Man movie and then his
yeah,
career
that
just
was it.
fucking
Yeah,
like I would have been very interested to see if he would have done more stuff like this had the superhero garbage not been there. But what can you do?
I just feel like that. I don't know if that movie did very well. I don't think it did. It seemed like it just came and went, but like, and then he went on to do the big superhero, and that was the end of it. But it's insanely good movie. I would put it
Yeah.
in. I would put it in S winner tier if it were me.
Yeah, I won't argue with that. Classic. Another one that's severely underrated too. Yeah.
Oh, and then we've got.
This is the original Howard Hawks, The Thing from Another World or
World, yep.
whatever. And I've seen this. I think VCI or one of those companies did like a semi remastered version of this. Isn't that one of those public domain titles? I think it is.
It probably is by now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for what was it, early 50s monster movie. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. I do think it's good.
It's an okay movie. Yeah.
And the reason I wouldn't put it under good is because it inspired John Carpenter to make what he made, which we'll talk about a little bit later. You know, without this, you wouldn't have that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a movie I haven't seen a whole lot, I'll be honest with you, but I mean, it's a solid 50s era monster movie. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of movies from that era like that are, you know, sci-fi kind of style films. I never could get into them. So, I mean, if it were me, I would probably put it in the very lowest end of good.
We'll go for it. Put it behind Frozen.
God, that's fucking. I'm not gonna put it behind Frozen. Now that I think about that, I'm not gonna put anything behind that fucking movie. You just recently revisited this movie. I've loved this movie for a long time, though, man. And
Yeah.
that is M. Night Shyamalan's kind of underrated sleeper film, The Visit.
Yeah, like a handheld found footage style. It's the only one like that he did, I think. Yeah, what's weird is I tried to watch The Visit a couple of different times and couldn't get past a certain point in it. And this last time, which I was reviewing I think it's the Kino 4K, which there's no reason for that movie to be out in 4K, but I wanted to watch the whole movie. And after that point, I stuck around, and man, I really, really liked it. Finally, so yeah, I mean, it's very. I think for its era, it's pretty damn good. It's definitely the second half of M. Night Shyamalan's career. It's definitely towards the top
Yeah.
of those movies. So I would say it's good. I would say that one's good too.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I've always liked that movie. And people that's a very divisive movie too. People like a lot of people really hate it. But I think it's got a lot of really cool parts, and I actually think the twist works. So
And the twist makes sense, and I did not even think about it, but it totally makes sense
I'm gonna put
if you
that
pay
right
close attention.
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, there you go.
Oh my god, one of my favorite fucking dumb bad movies of all time is next, man. Just one of the movies that had the most potential in the first half and shits the bed in the second half so hard, both literally in the movie and figuratively. Dreamcatcher. I just remember like thinking like when they were going back and they were showing the kids and everything, like I was like, this movie's gonna be awesome. Like this is a
Yeah.
great. And then when it gets to the scene where like he's shitting out the alien or whatever, and then like the guy turns into the British fucking
Wasn't this was a Stephen King adaptation as well, right?
yeah.
And how long is this movie? Isn't this movie like 2.5 hours long?
It's
Or
way too long, and it's got
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman in it, like driving a helicopter, riding a helicopter for some reason that nobody. He's like the army gets is a part of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I'm getting some flashbacks on. I haven't watched this movie in many years, but I did like back when it first, I guess when the DVD first came out or whatever. Not a not a good. I didn't think it was a fun experience in the fact that I'd probably never ever watch it again unless somebody requested it. But
It's like I don't think it's completely irredeemable because I think the first little bit of it is good, but the second half is the drizzling. I would put it in the shits.
I won't argue with you.
It really does suck though. I'll put it behind Jack Frost. That's how much it kind of sucks.
You know what's interesting though about this tier list so far? I don't even know if we're halfway through with it or not, but usually we've got a lot more in the shits and the drizzling shits, and there's only 3 total movies in both of those tiers.
Yeah, we're getting there. I can tell by the next like ones coming up here. We're definitely going to be getting there.
Okay.
So, next up is one that I haven't seen since it came out, and that's the Troll Hunter. I remember watching it. Wasn't it like Norwegian or Swedish
Yeah,
or
it's a
something?
foreign movie.
And like everybody was losing their fucking mind over this movie when it came out. I do remember that.
Wasn't this another like found footage movie too?
Wait a minute. Wait. We got a super chat from the Asian guy from Hellraiser. And he says,
What's your pressure?
yeah, that.
What's your pressure, sir?
Oh, it's good to have the Asian guy from Hellraiser in here. So
I like Troll Hunter for what it was. It's got some like almost doesn't the troll fart in it or something? It's got some like goofy shit too.
I hate this movie, man. I can't even.
Did
like,
you really?
I really didn't like it. Like, and the more that I thought about it, the more I didn't like it because people hyped the ever loving shit out of it, and it was really kind of just goofy and forgettable. I would put it
well made.
It was, but like, fucking, it's just ridiculous. I would put it in the shits if it was me. I might even put it in the drizzling shits.
I'd put it in meh. I don't think I would put it. I've never went back and wanted to rewatch it, but I mean, it was one of those movies that I kind of had fun with when I did watch it. So, what does the chat think? Is it meh or the shits?
Yeah. Can't believe we had the Asian guy from Hellraiser in here, though. That's outstanding.
Welcome, sir. Need to mail you my Hellraiser poster. Just on it.
So we got the shits. We got meh. We got Troll Hunter's S tier for sure. Shits, meh, shits. Shits. It's on par with Frozen, so I guess that's good. I don't know. A big pile of drizzling shits.
Well, it looks like most people think it's the shits.
Man, okay. Let's just put it in the shits and move on. It's not a movie that I give that much of a shit about, to be honest.
If that's true, Vanderhoff, that's a fucking shame. If there's 160, there's 170 people watching, only 57 people have liked this. What the hell, man? You can easily just go over and click the damn thumbs up, and that's all you got to do. Bullshit.
Crike.
I'll tell you this right now: if we don't get at least 100 likes by the end of this this tier ranking shit, this box right here ain't getting open tonight. You ought to go fuck yourself.
That's a great gimmick. We have to get 100 likes before we open the box.
We got to get 100 likes in this son of a bitch before we open the box. So you better get to liking it. All right. What we got?
Up next is I believe this is the one with Tiffany Shepis in it, Abominable, the Yeti film.
They ain't no way in hell this movie is getting above the shits.
No,
No.
I agree with you. I'm sorry, but the Asian guy from Hellraiser is back, and he just wanted to let us know.
You damn Mongolians!
Oh God. Thank you, Asian guy from Hellraiser. Yeah, I would probably put this in the drizzling shits, man. That movie is fucking.
Nubbin says this is BS. It's like a rear window with Yetis.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right. Let's just. I don't think we need to have that big of a discussion about this movie. It's not. Well, actually,
It's slightly better than.
it's better. It is better than Frankenstein.
Oh, is it? You're saying drizzling shit?
Yeah, it's going in the drizzling shits. Yeah.
Okay.
The drizzling shit.
How many of them you got? Like different ones? That's killing. This next one, if it was up to me, would also go in the drizzling shits. It's the Thing remake, prequel, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care.
It's got Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Master Antonio. Yeah.
She's fucking cute, man. I could watch her in anything. I don't give a fuck. Man, like, I really, you know what I think? Like, this is not even a good idea for the movie. So, like, the whole plot of the movie is, like, you remember the opening scene in John
Yeah.
Carpenter's Thing, right?
Yeah.
The movie follows that team, which were they like Norwegians or something like that?
They're Ouija's. Yeah.
Yeah. And what all happened that led up to that point, and it even kind of goes back and remakes the very end of the opening of John Carpenter's The Thing.
I don't even think the movie is good. Like people are talking about the effects in it. I don't think anything about this movie is good.
Well, the CGI effects are extremely dated now. I was watching, I think Mill Creek did like a Blu-ray of it, and this was been 3 or 4 years ago whenever that Blu-ray came out. And man, that shit is aged like milk. It looks fucking,
like fucking bread. Yep.
yeah, awful. Yeah, I mean, that was a one-time watch, so for sure.
It's the drizzling shit.
I got it. I agree with you. So this movie is a multi-purpose movie. The next one, it's a holiday movie, and it's also a winter horror film.
Mhm.
It's probably one of the most infamous slashers
It's
of all time.
Canadian too, right?
Yeah,
so
it's
extra
Canadian.
cold up there. That's they have like negative 30 degrees or whatever in Manitoba.
My Bloody Valentine.
Here's my dilemma though.
This is tough.
It
Yeah.
is set in the wintertime. I love My Bloody Valentine. It's a great slasher movie.
Yep.
But it is a great, like, do you think of winter horror when you think of My Bloody Valentine? I don't.
No,
I mean,
I
it
think
does-
of holiday. I think of like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it does look colder and fuck up there. You definitely tell it's the winter time. But yeah, I think to be fair, you would have to put on this tier list My Bloody Valentine and Good.
I think you're right. I'm not going to argue with that. Like, and plus, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think it's a great slasher, but I don't think it's better than any one of those movies that's up there. So I would probably put it at the mid-high end of Good. So like, probably right here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Up next is the children. Lord, somebody let them children out on us.
Hey, little evil British children, baby. They all got them greenish looking tint to the skin and fucked up toothers.
What do you think about this movie, man? I haven't seen this movie in a fortnight. I really haven't.
It's not a bad movie, But I wouldn't put it in the list of the good titles. I would put it more along the lines of meh. I think it's meh is like it's okay.
I wouldn't argue with you because it's been so long since I've seen it. I really don't even know. So, what does the chat say? Is this meh? Do you agree with that? Do you say good? Do you say shitty? I don't even know.
We did the Killer Kids show. We talked
Yeah.
about it in that one too. So on a Killer Kids list, it may be a little bit different, but on this list here, Winter Horror, it's definitely set in the winter for sure. I think it's around Christmas time, and it's in the UK.
The Children of Six Greasy Drizzling Shits. Jesus. British remake of the 80s Children.
What's going on, Elective?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Mia wins on this one.
It looks like the children have a home in me.
Meh. So is this the fucking fan Jason Field?
This is the fan. I thought to be fun because it is a winter horror movie.
Never Hike in the Snow. Yep.
Man, it's fucking awful though. I actually like Never Hike Alone. That was the original one. The
sequel then, right?
Yeah, this is the sequel, which is, Tom Matthews is back as Tommy Jarvis, which is pretty cool.
I think that's the only reason you put that on this list.
He's like, I'm back for you, Jason, you fucking pussy.
Yeah.
But this movie is, I don't know if it's the drizzling shits, but it's for sure the shits.
I've never seen it, so I've never seen either one of them, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, Never Hike Alone is actually really, really good. Like, I would highly recommend you check it out and watch it on a big screen TV. Very good. And great production in this one, too. But there's really no reason for this movie to exist.
Is this out on Betamax? Can I get it on Betamax?
I don't know if it's out. It's on YouTube. You can check it out that way. I
only want to watch it on ColecoVision.
I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on it.
Yeah, well, I agree with you on that one, Nubbins. How do we have My Bloody Valentine and fucking Frozen from Adam Green on the same row? I don't know.
It's ahead of Frozen though. Frozen's the very last on the good list for a reason.
I think Frozen should be on that fucking good list.
Well, we always have the chance to go back, and you know what? We still have under 100 likes on that fucking on this stream, and you know what, boys?
No play, no pray.
Only got a little while left to like it so you can see what we got in the damn box.
It's only 4 thumbs up away from it, you son of a bitch. There's like 96 likes. 4 people. Get your ass on there, 4 people. And like
if you want to see what's in the box.
We don't even know what's in the box.
Might be a severed head, might be a shit pile, who knows?
All right, so where are we putting this piece of trash?
I would put it in the shits if it were me.
All right, that's where I'll put it.
It's especially considering how good the first. I really liked the first one. I thought they did a bang up job on the Never Hike Alone one.
So what about the sequel to The Shining, Flanagan's Doctor Sleep, which I think I was like probably one of the most surprising film experiences I've had, where I completely thought it was going to be a piece of shit, just completely irredeemable, and actually kind of liked it. So,
first of all, this movie is not S tier. No fucking way.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah. Dude, like, the ability of Mike Flanagan is the only thing that saved this movie from being the total drizzling shits. There's a lot of this movie that still didn't work.
God, here, I'll tell you what, buddy. Fuck you.
What?
These people come in here and want to run their fucking cocksuckers. How about that?
He just liked it.
Fuck you all. How about
what mutineer say? I don't even know.
It don't even matter now, does it? Ain't gonna be saying nothing else.
We got a request here, boss. I think I've still got it on here. Has nothing to do with nothing, but it is funny.
I'm the only one that's Michael Myers, you fucking bitch.
It's
There you
true.
go. There you go. I would say Doctor Sleep is, for me, I would put it meh.
It ain't better than The Shining. Anybody that says that, it's stupid. But like, it is a good movie in my opinion. I would say it's good.
I just thought like towards the end of the movie when they go back to the hotel, like it was put together. It felt like a made for TV movie. The hotel looked like something at Universal Horror Nights or whatever. It looked like a low rent, just a rip off of the original movie. And
Well, unfortunately, I think that they were going for the fan service shit of The Shining, and revisiting all that. And they had to do it some way at the end, I guess. But the first three-fourths of that movie is excellent. I agree that the ending's a little bit lame, but
the
I think it's good.
Henry Thomas's Jack in it too also put made for TV all over it immediately. I mean, I love you, Henry Thomas, but yeah, you're a made for TV man. And there was one scene in it that was surprisingly brutal with a kid.
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised that they went there.
just for a day. All right, so is it meh or is it good? I guess it's time to vote. Doctor Sleep is a device. It
Alpha's
really
not a
is.
fan of it.
No, I've noticed that when Alpha doesn't like a movie, he really don't fucking like a movie.
The lead
either.
villain in it sucks too. The fucking top hat lady or whatever. I don't like her.
Rose the Hat. Are you shitting me?
I didn't think that was believable either.
Okay, so we got meh, good, 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 meh, good, good,
Ryan, buddy, you know better than that. Ryan, come on now.
good, high, meh. Okay, it's going in good. We got enough goods.
I don't agree with that.
Well, I don't agree with Frozen being
If
up
we
there.
can
in
make
good.
any changes at the end, that's one I'm for sure changing.
Well, you can bet your ass Frozen's going into shits. Hold on. Where would I put this? I'd put it right around there.
The girl may have been good looking, but hell, I didn't think the character was that well developed.
Holy Lord. One of my favorite Cronenberg movies and a completely underrated movie, The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken, and probably the last Christopher Walken performance in which he isn't a screaming lunatic throughout the whole film.
Yeah, this one was kind of ahead of its time a little bit too. I think what year? This was like early '80s.
Early 80s. I can't remember the exact year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Might
and
have been
Christopher
80.
Walken was this fresh off of The Deer Hunter? Like it was around the same time, I think.
Around the
wasn't it?
time. Yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting role for him. David Cronenberg, Tom Skerritt, I think, is in this movie, right? I like Tom Skerritt. I always have liked him in anything. I've always been envious of Tom Skerritt for. There was a scene that he had with Drew Barrymore a few years
I remember
ago.
you talking about this 100
I
times.
was like, God damn it, Tom Skerritt, you son of a bitch.
Remember picket fences? There's a
Yeah. What else can I haven't seen Dead Son. I've got the Scream Factory Blu-ray, but I have not seen that movie in a long, long, long time since the DVD.
I agree with Jake on this one. This is borderline S tier for me. This is borderline like in the same category as those other films. And it's so winter that the most memorable line in it is, "The ice is gonna break."
Martin Sheen is also pretty good in this too, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't he wanting to be the president, or he's the president?
Yeah,
or-
he's like the crazy psychopathic president that's gonna nuke the world. And then
What year did you say this was?
I thought it was like early 80s.
So the reason being is Martin Sheen's also in Firestarter, and I think that was in the early '80s too, as another Stephen King. That's kind of interesting.
Hold on, I'll make sure here. Somebody will have it up. 83, yeah.
What year was Firestarter?
Firestarter was 84, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I thought it was around the same
84,
time.
85.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good one. Like the whole plot is that doesn't Christopher Walken's character where he wakes up from a coma and he's got abilities. He can see a person's past, what's going on right now, and what's going to happen to them or whatever.
Right.
And Christopher Walken's really like, it's kind of weird to watch a movie like that now, especially knowing like all the other random crazy shit that he's done since then. I guess that's the problem with it, really, in my opinion. Is like watching him in a serious role. It's just kind of weird.
It is, but like I think he's actually really good when he can like tone it back 100% from like the way that he is now. And this is like him just being normal kind of speech, except for that one scene that everybody always
So
remembers.
Firestarter was also 83. That's so wild, man. 2 Stephen King movie
No,
adaptations.
Firestarter was 84. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, well, Vanderhoff, you're wrong, pal. I ain't gonna listen to you anymore, buddy.
You
I'm
fucking
just
snap
fucking
and
with
kill all of them.
Real quick on Firestarter, though, and this is the last thing we'll say about it because it's not on this list, or last thing I'll say about it. I think had John Carpenter made that movie, it would be a classic. Like there would be, because I think that it's there's something special there in the story. There really is, and even
You
in
talking
the
about
movie,
Firestarter?
yeah, the original.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There, but
It's got a great premise. It's just not a very good executed movie.
he's the key, though. Yeah, Carpenter, had he made it, man, like, and you can almost see it. Like it almost looks. I don't know if they had the same cinematographer he was going to use or whatever.
Yeah.
But it looks like a fucking Carpenter movie, and the Tangerine Dream score and everything. It sounds like a Carpenter movie too. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I mean, it definitely was missing something.
But what about the Dead Zone? Where are we putting it?
I would put it at least in good. It's one that I would like to rewatch for this show, but I just don't have time.
I would put it, if it were me, I would put it in S tier or winner chicken dinner. I mean, I really would, but I don't know.
You can ask the chat. I mean, I don't really want to argue with you on it. It's just that I haven't seen the movie in a while, so.
I think it's, like I said, one of the most underrated horror films ever. So what do y'all say? Okay, 2 winners, 1 good, 2 goods.
Don Omega says the other Firestarter they made a couple years ago made the 84 Firestarter look like Oscar bait.
That's so true. Quintus Nienenberger says winner. Winner, says Kathy S. Good, but close to winner. Winner, S tier, good, winner. I think it's going in winner, man. It's
Damn.
pretty
Okay.
consistent. Yeah.
One of Cronenberg's best. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think it's right up there. All right, we'll put it right here. I think it'd be somewhere there. Okay. I haven't seen this movie in forever, man.
It's an anthology, right? It's a winter horror
Screams of a
movie
Winter's Night.
anthology. Yeah. I've got it on DVD, like a DVD-R of it, but yeah. I mean, I had to put it on there because it's called Screams of a Winter Night.
Wait.
What?
Asian guy from Hellraiser says Renner. God. Oh, we're getting kicked off of YouTube. Okay.
It's not a good movie. Screams of, from what I can recall, definitely not good. So you've got the shits, I don't think it's like terrible, like the drizzling shits. I'm leaning towards maybe the shits for Screams.
All I know is you can get it for about $5 on Hamilton Books right now. Or at one point in time you could.
I thought that I had it on Blu-ray, but I couldn't find it.
So most people are saying the shits are either the drizzling shit. So I
got similar vibes, like if I'm remembering correctly, not a Night Train to Terror. It's similar to that. It just doesn't have the song.
Doesn't have the one good thing.
Yeah, the one good thing that was in Night Train to Terror is the song, and it didn't have that. So,
let's just put it in the drizzling shits because that's where everyone else says it should go. Honestly.
Oh, is everybody saying the drizzling shits?
Yeah.
All right. What do you say, Vince?
The drizzling shit.
Up next is Clayton's.
Clayton Lee. Man, I did go back and rewatch most of this movie because I remembered the one scene that everybody remembers, and there's a reason that everybody just remembers that one scene from Clayton's because that's pretty much
Yeah.
the entire
I mean,
damn
me
movie.
and you were talking about it earlier, and I agree. Like, it's a very just kind of standard movie until like that scene hits, and then I think that scene fools everybody into thinking that the whole movie is that killer, and it's not. It's really not. Like, it's just an okay movie.
The look of the killer is cool. The hag mask is really cool. It's made very well. The Blu-ray of it still looks fantastic. I was watching the Synapse Films Blu-ray of it, and here this is a little call out to you guys. Anytime they announce like a new edition, like our good friends at Scream Factory, which I am going to open this box at some point because we did get over 100 likes, so I will open it at some point tonight. They're doing like Night of the Creeps. Go back and look at your Blu-ray of Night of the Creeps. If you're thinking about buying the 4K, go back and look at that Blu-ray, which looks fantastic. It looks great. And there's no fucking reason to. So if there's a 4K of Coitons that comes out, if you're a big fan of it, go back and watch that Blu-ray because that Blu-ray looks amazing. But anyway, the movie is not very good. I would say
I got to agree. I mean, I don't think it is. I think it's meh. I think it's in the meh tier.
it does have some hot women in it. Some Canadian Canuckers.
So, okay, the chat real quick then. Good or meh? Because that's I think where we're at with it. I don't think it would be in the S tier, and I don't think it would be in the shits. So
John Vernon is in it too. So I think John Vernon saves it from being in the shits.
yeah,
I think meh is a pretty good spot for it.
cast your decisive vote for Clayton's.
John Vernon's one of those actors that he pretty much brings anything up a notch or two that he's in. Just his voice, man.
So meh, but very watchable. Meh. Crater says he'll love it because we hate it. Meh. Meh, meh, meh. Good, meh. Rathammer says the shit, the drizzly shits. That's not. So I'm assuming he would put it in meh. Good, meh. I think it's meh.
Don Omega here while you're counting the votes. If you don't already have Night of the Creeps, I mean, here's what I do on movies that I'm interested in. And I mean, I'm giving you a little bit of a trade secret away here, right? So whenever they announce a new edition, like the Night of the Creeps 4K, and I love Night of the Creeps, man. I mean, it's a great movie. It's a fun movie. It's got great one-liners in it. It's well made. If I was in your shoes, which I'm guessing you don't have it, I would just try to score the Blu-ray on the cheap, like $10 or less. Like I've done that numerous times, and
it's a good strategy because you just get everything like super cheap that they've.
And it's essentially the same. It looks pretty much the same as the 4K. Yeah. You've got these people that are fucking just mentally ill. No offense, because I'm sure some of you guys rebuy stuff like crazy too. But like, I've got to put a halt on the rebuying of stuff.
Listen. I'll go ahead and tell you something right now. There's certain movies though that I would rebuy them every single time, like Dawn of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw. If they put out like 1,000 versions of those movies, I'd probably rebuy.
Yeah, those are classics. But like, they're making, I don't know, 4Ks of fucking the Child's Play remake and shit. So yeah, Coitons, what are we doing? Meh.
It looks like it's meh, yeah.
Now this next one is a great, like, I don't know if it's underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but it's from like, I think it was around COVID era is when this came out.
Yeah, perfect time too for this.
And it's a great little movie. If you're a fan of The Shining, it definitely gives you similar vibes to The Shining. You cut out there, Uncle Bill. Where you at?
I don't know what the hell's going on. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
back.
Okay. Riley Keough, who is Elvis Presley's granddaughter, stars in this, which is kind of weird. Like I didn't know she was an actress until I saw this movie. And they're isolated in this cabin with, I think it's her boyfriend. Like her boyfriend has kids, and she's not really a fan of kids. I think
Yep.
is the deal. And he kind of, they're kind of stranded there with these kids, and it's in the wintertime and they're snowed in and everything, and it's just a really creepy atmosphere. And Alicia
Yeah.
Silverstone is doesn't she? I
She
don't
has a
think
really
anybody.
like a bit part in it. Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, I think. That's a great movie though, man. Like I wouldn't put it top tier, but it would be right there and good, I think.
I agree with you. Like I was really pleasantly surprised. Who directed The Lodge? Do you remember?
I do not. I can
Somebody
look
on
it
here is
up.
bound to know. My phone fucking died, so I
I
can't
don't think
look.
it's anybody like crazy well known, but I'll double check. It's from 2019. Um,
So Ty West directed The Innkeepers, right? Because that was very similar in my mind.
two people directed it. Severin Fiala. Severin is his name.
I thought you
Like
were gonna say
Severin
Severn
Films.
Films. Yeah.
That's spelled the same way and everything. And then Veronica France. So it's two people directed it.
Old
George
Severin and
Manila
Veronica.
directed it. That'd been
That's right.
killer. I highly doubt George Manila directed anything that good.
So what do you want to do? Put it in the high end of good? Because I probably would too.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
At least it's probably like okay.
All right.
Up next is Shredder, brother.
What you gonna do, Master Shredder? Now this was early 2000s era slasher movie that it was one of those movies that cluttered the 588 bin at Walmart. It was always one of those bargain bin
People are
DVDs.
constantly still talking about this movie too. I guess because it's like a little known slasher.
And I
But
mean, it's got some fun, stupid shit in it. There's tits in it. There's some decent gore stuff in it. Steve from Full House is in it. Oddly enough, I was watching this again not too long ago, and I kept watching. I was like, that looks like the fucking DJ's boyfriend in Full House. And I was like, no, I don't think it's him. It does look like him. And then he started talking. I was like, that's got to be
it was
him.
him.
And it is, yeah. That like the guy's only done like a handful of things, and he made a whole career out of voicing over Aladdin. Since the beginning, he has been the only voice of Aladdin. What a fucking man! That would be a
That's a
dream
gig
job.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Shredder, but there's no way I'm putting it above man.
But do you like Master Splinter? That's the question.
Master Splinter can't stand Master Shredder.
So what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say man is a pretty good spot for Shredder.
I think Jake's got a pretty good point though. He says it's kind of on par with shit like Bloody Murder or Scarecrow Slayer.
I think it's better than Bloody Murder. now.
God.
It's
Uh,
the music in it's like Blink 182 though. I don't like that. That hasn't aged very well. Other than that though, I mean, I think it's pretty decent. It's got some good looking girls in it, nudity. It's on this ski resort. I don't hate it. I think it was a good meh, good spot for it.
all
It's
right.
available for free pretty much everywhere if y'all
Yeah.
want to go check it out.
There a rumor that it is coming to like Vinegar Syndrome.
Well, somebody did a Blu-ray of it. Wasn't it Ronin Flicks or something like
Somebody
that?
said that in the chat, but I had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe they're going to do a 4K of it.
yeah, they're going to do a 4K shredder.
They do a
with
4K everything.
lenticular cover. It is a fun movie. I don't have a problem with it.
There ain't no way this next movie is not going in the fucking S tier. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna still put it in the S tier. So
Definitely a winter horror movie too. These guys look like they're freezing their ass off.
you can say whatever you want. It's still going in the top tier. But that is American Werewolf in London. John Landis.
Yeah, I mean, this one's
Uh,
almost like I would say it is a horror comedy, wouldn't you?
it's probably one of the best horror comedies, really. Like you got Evil Dead 2, you got this, you got Dead Alive, you've got, there's some that to me are like classics, and this definitely
Yeah.
falls into that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Put it up there. Hell, it's just the werewolf transformation scene alone puts it in S tier.
Yep.
Even though John Landis is a fucking
I'm not
dude,
sure.
the stuff that I've seen on John Landis and the stuff
Yeah.
that he has said, and I, it's been 40 plus years since all this shit happened with Tales from the Dark Side. But or what did I say? Is that right? No, Twilight
Tales
Zone.
Tales from Dark Side. That'd be killer. No.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I know that come out wrong, but his response is what pisses me off. Like if you go back and listen to, he takes zero responsibility for that still to this day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd say he probably has to, for civil reasons and stuff. He's probably got to be like, yeah, I know that shit was my fault.
Yeah. Is it Rick Baker that did the transformation scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great stuff though.
Well, I tell you, if you really want to get an appreciation for Rick Baker's work in this movie, go back and watch one that I just reviewed from Kino, which is The Beast Within, where they do a similar kind of like transformation scene. It's around the same, maybe even later than this in the time period, and it's.
Where would you put American Werewolf though on when you're ranking the winner list?
What do you mean?
Like you've got it in what?
With the
sixth place. If you're going to rank, are you going to rank?
I
them
mean,
individually there?
if I was doing that, like if I was putting those films in order, probably Misery would be at the end because that's just my least favorite of those S movies. American Werewolf would probably be after Misery, and the rest of them would stay essentially the same.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
I
Another
mean, I don't
funny
know if it
little
matters that much.
funny little anecdote that I remembered from looking at the poster art here. We actually met John Landis at
Yeah,
one of those horror hound weekends. He was just like he was there as a guest for like one day, but the day before that he was just wandering around the convention, and that's when we met him and got a picture with it. I think we met him the next day too. Got an autograph or something, right? But I still have it somewhere, an American Werewolf in London one sheet that's signed by David Naughton, who I met at the same show, and he had signed it the day before. I think he signed it like Howl at the Moon or something like that, David Naughton, right? And when I met John Landis, which for those, I mean, it's a good cheap plug here, Uncle Bill. Hang on
Yep.
a second, I'll let people know here. Us meeting John Landis is actually in the Dead Pit documentary, the shocking story of deadpit.com. You can get on the website, intothepitthemovie.com or deadpit.com. But anyway, when we met him, I got him to sign that poster, and like he's a funny fucking guy. Like I may not like him, but the shit, little things like that just fucking tickle me, and it's still funny to this day. So David Naughton had this whole little thing inscribed, and he's got really nice penmanship, great signature and everything.
Uh-huh.
And John Landis just put right below David Naughton's name and John Landis.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
mean,
he put. It's so funny.
I remember he tells a joke. It's like because like he knew we were from Kentucky or something. He tells like a joke when we meet him and everything like that. And he had like a story or quip for everybody that came up to him. I've never seen anything like that really. Like he was on constantly and could talk like nonstop.
I mean, you can tell he's a very, very intelligent guy, very funny guy. But it's just some of the stuff that he has said. I don't know. It kind of touched me the wrong way, if you will.
Touched you in a tender location.
Yep.
All right. Up next is The Chill Factor.
I think this one's from the early 90s.
I
I put
have
it
no
on there
idea.
because I knew that somebody'd mention it. I've never seen it.
Somebody
Have you ever
did.
seen it?
No.
I've never seen it. So this is up to the chat to rank
Yeah,
the chill
I
factor.
don't know what the chill factor even fucking is, so go for it.
I think it's a slasher movie that I think Arrow has it out. So I can just assume that it's not very good because not a lot of people have talked about it.
The chill factor, fucking chill
It's
factor.
from the
Yeah.
90s. It's the chill factor. Yeah.
Nuclear reactor when you get the chill factor.
The chill factor. Well, since nobody's really saying anything, I mean,
Yeah, just put it in the shits. And
That's wrestling shit.
all right, that'll work because I don't know. So here we go. We'll just fucking move this right the fuck here. The next one is John Carpenter's The Thing. Which one? Okay, here's my only question: which one goes first, The Shining or The Thing?
The Shining. That's not even close for me. I mean, I love The Thing. Dude, putting those two side by side, though, it gives me Nom flashbacks again. You know why?
Two. Why?
The East Kentucky Fear Fest show, because we did The Thing. We got to play, that was
you're
one of the
right.
shows. The Shining we had.
God, that's right.
I should have hung on to that, man. I bet I could
You
sell
should
that
have.
fuck- That print probably could have went for like quadruple what I sold it for. But yeah, PTSD. Yeah. But
So it okay. In the chat's opinion, real quick, which one goes first, The Shining or The Thing?
Patrick, were you the one that got the Shining print? I can't remember. I know I sold some of them to you. I think, man, I love The Thing and everything, but I think The Shining is one of, not even just horror, one of the best movies that's ever been made.
This is a tight one. I mean, it's pretty much almost tied.
Mhm.
God.
Misery.
What? Wait, real quick. Jack's got one of his favorites in here. He loves to do this. Uncle Will, you get to have fun with young Barbara Crampton and old Barbara Crampton at the same time, but immediately after you have to sleep naked in between Kathy Bates and Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, what
Are
if
you
you were
in?
to take some fucking melatonin gummies though, right before you getting ready to
Well,
bang?
Okay, if all I have to do is like for that is to sleep naked in between the two of them, then I'm fine with it. Yeah, I can do that. If I don't have to do anything,
Yeah,
that's fine.
right.
All right, so I think we'll just leave it like it is. Fuck it.
Mm.
Up next, then, I mean, The Thing. What are you gonna say about The Thing? It hasn't been said a million times. Like that's a classic.
Yeah, great soundtrack. One of Carpenter's absolute best soundtracks. Although it was an A.O. Morricone soundtrack, right? But I think Carpenter admitted that he had some huge influence in that soundtrack. Well, I think when we talked to him.
Yeah, you can tell definitely.
Yeah.
The Boogans.
I love the Boogans is a good example of, split right down the middle. People either love the Boogans or they fucking hate it. Like it's the biggest piece of shit ever. I actually love the Boogans. I've always loved the Boogans. So, and it is definitely a winter horror movie for sure. Killer little turtle creature things in the woods.
I love the look of those things too.
Yeah, just a fun little monster movie that's very well made. I would say it's. Damn, this is tough.
I just recently watched it because it just came back out. Who was it that released it?
I think Kano did.
Yeah, Kino did. And I was amazed how much I liked it, like the little creature effects and shit in it. So I would put it if it was me and good.
I would too, man. That's what I was thinking. Like, I think it's better than all those man movies.
I do too. Looking at the movies that are in there, I would watch
Yeah.
Boogans again before
There's
I
a
watched the
scene. I loved it because, like, sometimes you can see, like, maybe what the directors were thinking when they were putting scenes together. Because there's a scene where like it's like a slasher movie, like somebody, you've seen this a gazillion times where somebody's getting ready to get the female or whatever else. But in this case, the female is replaced with a poodle.
Yep. Yep. That's
And
probably the
it's
most
like,
notorious scene in that movie.
I love that. It's perfect.
So let's put it in good. We'll put it the far end of good here.
We'll surprise some people with this one, I guess, because yeah, a lot of people hate that movie.
I'd put it right here somewhere. I really would. Okay.
Storm of the Century.
This is not a bad movie. Or however you want to look at it. At least not in my opinion. But is it the best?
I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. If it were me, I would probably put it in the shits at least. But I haven't watched it very much. So
I would honestly put it in meh. I don't think that I hate that movie at all. But I don't know if I would put it with the rest of those movies in good.
okay.
Let's see. What are people saying on here? High, meh, good. Meh. Shits. Meh.
Maybe man's a good spot for it.
Yeah. The next one's going to be funny because this is very timely.
Yeah, this one's coming out soon from our good friends at Vinegar Syndrome. And a lot of people have not seen this movie. A lot of people had never even heard of this movie. And it's another like ski resort slasher movie that has kind of a backstory similar to like, a lot of those movies are ripping off Friday the 13th. Like something happened years earlier at the ski camp or whatever, it's one of those deals. And there's a skier in a blue ski suit that's ready to go out and attack.
He's back for the attack. I honestly don't think I've ever seen this movie. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's at least the shits. Like I would need to rewatch it. I think that I've seen it I've got it on DVD. I'm pretty sure that I've watched it, but it's one of those movies that, I mean, you can watch it and probably forget 90% of what happened within a week.
Yeah.
But I am glad that Vinegar Syndrome's doing even though it's just a slightly improved transfer.
Rat Hammer says it's terrible. I kind of believe that coming from Vinegar Syndrome.
Well, didn't Rambo shit all over it too? And he's a big proponent of slashers.
Iced is low, meh. Crater says Ice starring the WCW legend Ice Train.
That'd be killer.
For people that have seen it though, what do you think?
Is it the shits or the drizzling shits? I guess that's what we're asking. One of the two. I don't think Rambo's in here anymore. He would probably say the drizzling shits.
Drizzling shits. Justice Smith continues to carry on his hatred for Vinegar Syndrome. I don't think I know anybody that hates Vinegar Syndrome more than that guy. Nubbin says it's as drizzling as it gets. Upper shits.
The upper shits.
Taco Bell shit. It looks like it's going in the drizzling shits, man.
The splattery shits.
Yeah.
Well, let's just let it go there, boys. Let's hear from Vince, see what he has to say.
It's the drizzling shit.
Ought to be better than Frankenstein. Fuck. It might have to be. The next one's kind of similar. Blood tracks.
Baby. I don't think
tracks, baby. Blood tracks.
I've got Blood Tracks. I have not watched it yet. I just recently got it. It looks like it would be better than Ice just because, I mean, it's another like slasher movie on a ski resort, kind of, although it kind of looks almost like The Hills Have Eyes on a ski resort, but it's got a fucking glam rock band in it. I think the whole plot is rock band's going up there to shoot a music video with their crew and some, horny babes or whatever, like groupies, and this feral family from fucking, like, I don't know how they would be able to survive out there in the fucking snow, but it is what it is. I think this one's probably slightly better than us, so maybe the shits.
Let's see. Good. People saying good. Man, drizzling shit. Oh my god. It's pretty meh, says Alan Smithy's ghost.
Crater Mania, we need to promote it. He's got a channel now, Uncle Bill. I need to mention it on here because I don't think we brought him up. But he says that he's going to review blood tracks this year on his new channel. So check out
yeah.
Christopher Oswald Prater over at Crater Mania.
Crater Mania is indeed running wild. So
Yes.
I guess people are saying meh the shits. You want to just put it in shits? We don't have that many.
Yeah, we'll put it in the shits because I think it's got to be slightly better than Iced.
Gotta be better than Dreamcatcher. Fuck it. Okay.
I think we know where this one's going.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple problems with this movie, and the least of which is that it's got like Jake Gyllenhaal in it. So I automatically fucking hate it.
Funny story about this too, though. We saw this in a theater.
I know.
And then that same day, I think there was some big tornado or something like that come in, or was it a snowstorm? Or
I thought it was tornado, but yeah.
The same fucking day, that evening, actually, right after we went to see this fucking natural disaster movie.
Day After Tomorrow is the movie we're talking about, by the way. The day after tomorrow. I just think, like, the whole last half of the movie is just them stuck in a museum, and then a couple of them, like,
It's
Jake
really
Gyllenhaal try to
boring.
go out. It's just super boring, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a library. They're stuck in a library or museum. It's something like that, but it's.
I would
fucking-
imagine that the CGI, I didn't think the CGI looked good back then. Like, I don't know
No,
what year
it
this
didn't.
came out, so I'm sure it hasn't aged well at all.
I would put this in the drizzling shits.
I would too. Let's do it.
It's the drizzling shit.
You get in there. God damn it. Are you better than the thing in Frankenstein? Probably not. Probably like right at the end. We've got a love-hate relationship with this movie. Mostly hate nowadays, though. But the next one is Silent Night, Deadly Night. The original.
Yeah, I mean, I still like the movie. It's one of those deals where there was just a lot of stuff that happened kind of behind the scenes with some of the producers of the movie and us that kind of left us, I don't know, feeling like we were fine. Kind of like we got raped in prison.
Yep.
Or graped, I'm sorry.
Every time I see this movie, I automatically just think of that. I can't not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a movie that, like, I've seen it a gazillion times, and like I said, it's well done. We interviewed the director. He was a great guy. He's no longer with us. But some of the producers, the people that own the rights, are just they're not good people, in my opinion.
No, they suck. Most producers do suck, from what I understand. The
But-
movie itself, though, I think is probably one of the best in terms of the plot and the way they execute it. Is probably one of the best Christmas movies. So, like, I would put it in good.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely no worse than good. You know, you could even make an argument to maybe have it in winner, but
I don't think it's in that level. I mean, still, but I mean, I think it's
but it did have like it's a very infamous
right
movie as
there
well.
to me.
Yeah.
All right. Dead Snow. I've seen both of these movies, and I really liked the first one. I thought the second one was just kind of okay and fucking stupid, but I mean, they're like gory fucking zombie mashup kind of movies, hyper fast, and when they work, they work. And
I
there's a group of people in them that I can't mention their names anymore because we're not allowed to say them on YouTube. I don't think,
who's
but
that?
they're German. I'll put it that way.
Germans.
Yeah,
I don't like these. I tried to get into it. I know there was a big, back when they came out, everybody was talking about these movies, but they're just not. They're not my sort of thing. Are well made though. I'll give them credit. They're well done. The effects and everything's cool in it. And this was an influx of evil German movies. Uh, Most of them were zombie movies too. So
yeah.
I don't know. I would put it in meh. I don't think it's.
I mean, I kind of agree. Like when I look at that, like when I look at the good tier, I mean, it to me, it's a fun movie. But would it be like in that category? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it would. So yeah, I think we'll put it in meh. Although it's like borderline good to me. It's a fun movie for me.
Right.
I'll put it there somewhere. All right, and then we've got. Fuck, I know you snuck this movie in there on.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
Wrong Turn 4.
the whole movie's in the snow, as is the cover.
Buddy, you're gonna have to figure this one out because I don't even know if I've seen Wrong Turn 4.
Do we really need to see it? It's fucking Wrong Turn 4.
That's wrestling shit.
I think that's a fair point, really.
That was when like Lionsgate was coming out with like a new Wrong Turn movie every year.
Let's just put that right there. So another winter horror film that not a lot of people think about it in those terms is the George C. Scott masterpiece that is The Changeling, which to me, there's no doubt in my mind this would go in S tier winner.
The Shang-a-Lang, boys, the
Shang-a-Lang.
Shang-a-Lang. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it up there. I agree with you. Very atmospheric, creepy as hell. George C. Scott, fantastic actor, man.
Amazing.
Holy shit. They don't make him like that anymore.
I'll never forget the scene where where she's doing the writing. They're all having the seance, and she's doing the writing on the big sketch pad or whatever. That scene's amazing, and George C. Scott is awesome in that film. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it. I don't know where exactly I'd put it. I'd put it above Misery, if I'm being honest. So
It's hard to fucking rank them then after you put them up there, though. I mean, hell, you can only do so much.
American Psycho. We never talk about this movie, really.
Yeah, the one thing that I think of when I think of American Psycho is, what year was this? 99? 98, 99?
98, 99. Yeah, maybe even 2000.
One of the very early examples of them going back to like the 80s aesthetic for a movie. So this was set in like, what is it, like in the mid 80s or something like that. So this is one of the very first ones that I can remember that did that, and it totally worked. This one, like, I think that Patrick, what's his name? What's the guy's real name?
Patrick Bateman.
No, it's
Or you talking about the guy
actor.
that plays Patrick? It's Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. There you go.
Yeah.
He's fucking ruined himself because he's just an egomaniac anymore. I don't know what in the hell he does. He's another fantastic fucking actor, though. I will give him credit.
He's great.
He does a great job in this. This got his name out there quite a bit. I know he was an actor for a while before this came out, but nobody really knew who he was. This brought him up to the next level for sure.
He took it to the limit.
Stylistically great. You know, I mean, what do you think it inspired? Did the book Dexter come? When did the book Dexter come out? I think it had to.
I just like the TV series. I don't know about the book.
But I mean, I think it had to have inspired it. You would think. But yeah, a great movie. I haven't watched it in a while, but I did like it.
It's insanely good, and he should have probably gotten an Oscar nomination for his performance in it, to be honest. Because he just takes on a completely different persona. I would put that in S tier. I would put American Psycho in S tier for me.
I won't argue with it. Go ahead, do it. Do it now.
Do it.
Before I forget about it.
And then I'm just sticking it up there. I don't know.
Well, this is another one. The Wall-Eyed Princess is in 2 movies in this.
A walleye princess.
I saved that for you.
Samantha Egger, that's
Yeah.
mean. One of my like favorite unsung films that will more than likely get a remake very soon. Another Cronenberg film, The Brood,
Mhm.
which is a very winter-esque film.
And yeah, so the whole thing with this one is Samantha Eggert has got this is the one where she's got something growing out of her back or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen The Brood. I know that
So The
Second
Brood
Sight,
is
yeah,
oh,
Second
sorry.
Sight's coming out with
Yeah, they're coming out with
that'd be
scanners
a
and
good
the
way to
Brood.
revisit it. Yeah.
So this is the one where she can manifest little like creatures in red track sweatsuits to come out and like do her bidding when she gets upset about things.
Yeah, so this one's a little crazy, and it's from the mid-70s. It's one of Cronenberg's earlier movies, right?
Yeah, it's like this came out in 78 or 9, I think.
Okay. It's very weird. I think I get this movie confused with the Manitou quite a bit.
Yeah, it's got a similar vibe. I can kind of see like
Yeah.
how you
So
would.
I do need to revisit it. Whenever we get the Second Sight version of that, we'll do like an in-depth review on it because I do want to revisit it.
I love it though. I like the little feral looking kids that go and like kill everybody in the little preschool. And I love the ending because it's batshit insane. I would probably put it in good though. Like I don't think it's up there with those other films.
Yeah, it's for sure. I would say good. Yeah, too. I agree with you.
All right. So Dirk did mention one I didn't even think of that is very much like a winter film. Don't Look Now
Don't
with
look now.
Donald Sutherland. Do you
Donald.
remember that movie?
Yeah, it's another one that I need to revisit though. Like, been a long time since I've seen it.
Yes, and Tonus, that is the one with the little dwarf kids in the red sweatsuits.
Oh, yeah. From what I understand, I think Second Sight is doing a lot of Cronenberg stuff in 2025. So they announced the Brood and Scanners already, but yeah, I think they're not stopping. They're doing more. So we'll have to wait and see which
Can't
ones.
stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
All right, so before you do this, let me go get some water real quick before we do the unboxing. Hold
Ooh, go get you a drink, baby. Cause what I'm gonna do from here on out is we're gonna see what not Second Sight, what Screen Factory thinneth, baby, and see if it's something good or something shameful. They sent us a turd in a box to get back at us from some previous issues that we may have had. Thank you, Dirk. Appreciate it. And anybody that enjoys these tier lists, I'll solo myself while Uncle Bill's away. Definitely go and check out some of our other stuff. We've been doing these tier lists for at least the past year or so and did zombie movies. We did a tier list for physical media companies, Eli Roth filmography, slasher movie villains. I think we did a 2-parter on those. So yeah, if you're into ranking and shit, which, I'm not a big ranker. I know ranking is like a big thing on YouTube. The youngsters like to rank. But for me, it's a little easier doing these tier lists and ranking them that way. I didn't smell the box too closely. I'm going to wait until I open it up. I got a pair of scissors here, and for anybody curious, we're talking about this mystery box that was sent to Dead Pit Radio, addressed to Dead Pit Radio from Shout Factory. You can look there. Los Angeles, California. And Patrick, man, appreciate the super chat. Patrick is over. He is a longtime listener and supporter of the show. And a lot of people may not realize that he is part of one of the biggest horror YouTube that there is, the Kings of Horror. You go look them up on they're playing movies and stuff like that on there. So appreciate that, Patrick. It doesn't look like a letter to me. And usually, like if it's a cease and desist, it's like that's a certified letter. We've gotten some of those before. Yeah, I'm not a ranker, but I think that the tier thing it's kind of fun.
So I got to tell you, like, there is a part of me that kind of wonders if it's not like a legal letter or something. Are you shithead?
I was telling Justin, now we've gotten that sort of thing before. Those are always certified. So
That's
I think we're
true.
good.
All right, so let's stop sharing this for a second.
Do you want to save that? We always save it for some
I'm not
reason.
saving it. I'm just kidding.
Why?
I'm saving.
It's a
I'm just
tradition.
kidding around. I know. I'm fucking kidding.
I think you can just download it or something.
Yeah, look at that. No thanks. I don't want you fucking shit.
We'll just have to screenshot this shit. All right, so let's see what our likes are like, by the way.
We got over 111. I know that because somebody mentioned that earlier.
Patrick gave us a super chat, too, while you were out. So we got 126 likes, 170 people watching. So there's still
that's pretty good.
Plethora of people that didn't like the video. So I don't know. Are we doing something wrong?
Yeah, we're fucking up majorly.
All right.
Bunch of
So
fucking shitheads.
Here's the deal. I was expecting a package today from Keno Lorber, which we did get. We got the package from Keno Lorber. When I got home, there were 2 packages. And we don't get screeners from Scream Factory. We haven't gotten screeners from Scream Factory in probably over 10 years or longer, whatever it's been.
Been about that.
This is a box. And I want to be honest with you, it feels like a box that's got movies in it. It feels like it should have at least more than one movie in it.
This has to be a rib.
But it could also be a head. It could be the head of like a 6-year-old child or something. I don't know.
It could be like a warning to us, yeah.
But I got this in today. Odd timing, I know. From Shout Factory in Los Angeles, California. And the zip code on the shipping is Los Angeles zip code. So it was shipped from Los Angeles. So if somebody is faking this is a damn good fake, or it's somebody that lives in Los Angeles. So
I'm dying to know what this is,
Any
because I have
predictions?
no idea. I think the only thing it could be was what we talked about earlier, but I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
If it's not, then
it makes the most sense that that's what it is, but
I'd be amazed if it's not.
I want to try to save the address sticker.
Some of these guesses are killer.
All right. I got that saved, sort of. All right. So here we go, boys.
It's just it's like a little letter that says, fuck you. That's it.
That'd be killer. They put like some styrofoam or something in there to weigh it down enough or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. It's paper. It's a bunch of paper.
Oh.
I want to double check to make sure there ain't no notes in here. It doesn't smell like shit unless they have it in a Ziploc bag.
Could be. Interesting. Okay. All right. Oh shit.
I don't
It
even
could
think
be
they wiped.
shit.
I don't even think they wiped their ass with this paper either.
They could have. I think we know what it is.
Two copies
Yeah.
of Silent Night, Deadly Night on 4K. We were actually just talking about this movie. And that's what we actually, like when we were talking before the show, it's the only thing that kind of made a little bit of sense, but it's weird. So here's the thing. I don't know if let me solo this. I don't know how good
Yeah.
my camera is. And this is what made it a little bit different than the other releases. Dead Pit Radio is actually listed on the back of the cover.
You can't see it, but we're
I
on
don't
there.
think anybody can see it, but yeah. So they used the name, and I'm not, look, I don't try to be fair to Scream Factory. I really don't. I ain't gonna lie. I just
Nobody
don't.
will.
So we're not fair to them, right? But they did put her name on there. Our extra feature is on there where we interviewed the director.
I knew this was going to come up. I knew it. $20 to rip us up.
I'm not a slip ripper, man. I'll say that for Rambo.
Yeah.
But
His bag.
especially since our names are actually on the damn thing. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. So yeah, I had asked. I was like, "Hey, I saw that you guys were doing a Silent Night, Deadly Night 4K that's got our interview on it with Chuck Sellier. We would love to have a couple of copies of it." And they actually sent 2 copies. And Uncle Bill can come and pick his up. You should probably come and pick it up tomorrow because you've got other shit down here too.
Yeah, I believe I will. But yeah, I mean, that is like probably one of the most decent things Scream Factory's ever done. I still don't like them. I'll just tell you.
I don't like the people that own the damn company because they're greedy assholes. But
Yeah.
this was a kind gesture. I'll give you credit. You know, they never sent me an email back, which is kind of weird because I wasn't expecting it. But this was after.
Greater. I just think they're actually trying to be fair because they did use that interview, and I mean,
Right, and to be fair, we never got the Blu-ray edition.
No.
They never sent us the Blu-ray that had it on it as well. But, it's kind of interesting. I didn't know.
You know what though? Remember back in the day where we were like kind of bummed that we didn't get like Scream Factory's screeners anymore after all that shit happened with Nightbreed and all that.
Mm-hmm.
If we got Scream Factory screeners nowadays, I'd be fucking pissed off because I'd be sitting there watching like the RoboCop remake and fucking Child's Play remake and like Island of Dr. Moreau, and it'd just be an endless array of shit.
Well, I'm sure they're like a lot of the other companies. You can probably pick and choose what you want to review. Otherwise, like we would be stuck reviewing Kino
What the hell you
titles
gonna pick?
all fucking month because they come out with like a ton of shit each month. But yeah, that's what it was. If you guys just tuned in, Silent Night, Deadly Night 4K, 2 copies, one for me and one for UB. And yeah, I mean it's kind of cool.
You'll never win me over, motherfuckers. I don't even care.
Me
Thank you.
either.
Fuck you. Bye.
Me either, but that was a kind gesture. It was very giving of them to actually finally send us something.
That's nice of you, thanks.
Man, we timed these shows perfect, though. Look at the time. Holy shit. We're right at 2 hours. So what do we got coming up, Uncle Bill? I think y'all are doing a very special show.
Very
tomorrow
special
night.
edition of
Yeah, Friday Night Lives.
That just sounds like one of those 80s, like, when they had the very special edition on sitcoms. Very special edition of Who's the Boss. Yeah, it's the David Lynch memorial / retrospective show.
Very cool. So, yeah. Friday Night Lives tomorrow night. I know at least you and Stuntman Mark are huge fans of David Lynch, so you guys will have a lot to talk about. Maybe Rambo is. I don't really know. I'm not. I'm just not familiar with all of his stuff, so that would be a good one for you guys to cover. But yeah, we're going to be having some more stuff. Miko Macabre is coming back on soon to do more stuff. We've been talking to her lately, and we just got to figure out some timing things and some topics and all that. And David Gregory, we're still working on that. All the chaos and stuff in Los Angeles is still going on, which is crazy, man. This is insane. Like I was watching stuff that said like a lot of this stuff to be rebuilt would take many, many years, like 30 years or something like that to rebuild it.
Yep.
So, geez, I mean, that's just nuts. So I hate to hear about all that. And we got more stuff coming up, though. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Patreon. If you are not a member, we've been putting a lot of cool stuff up there. We've got omnibuy of Back to the Future episodes, Uncle Bill. I'm putting that shit up there. The commentary with Scott Goldberg that I did for the Forest Hills, I put it up there last week. We're almost through the entire library of the Canadian Ferox podcast, almost to the very end of those. Commentaries, you got like close to 150 audio commentaries on there. Songs. Soon we're going to dive into the archive, the cassette archive of Hellord, and see what we can dig up there. Finally got the stuff to do that. And the tiers started just $1. So people need to really get on that and show us some support and quit being assholes.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Tears for Fears, we've wrapped it up again. Everybody appreciate
Is this Dragon Force? Oh, wait.
But, man, that's a rocking song. Some tapping going on there. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Tears for Fears. Oh, there's a breakdown there. All right, boys. But we appreciate everybody in the chat, all the super chats and everything. Everybody's been burning up the chat. No, Rambo, we still hate Shout Factory and Scream Factory, but that was a nice gesture. That's all we said.
That's sweet of you.
But everybody have a good night. We appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. And we'll be back. A Friday night lives, everyone dies. Unfortunately, even David Lynch. But Friday night lives, and they're going to be doing a special on that tomorrow night. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys next time over at
.com.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram. And help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So Dead Pit on Patreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send us money.
It's the drizzling